Yo, this is your boy Anubis Can't Be Stopped, and I'm back here with another division video. But this division video is not the happiest I want to make. This is a video that I am a little bit upset with because there's a lot of caveats to the new changes coming to division, and it's a lot to the new backpack that has just hit the division 2. This backpack is a problem in so many different ways. But there are good problems and bad problems. Good problem is if you're getting jumped by four rogue agents in the dark zone, and if you can get a grenade off, you can hit them with the grenade and you can basically almost kill that whole team if you're spec'd into explosive damage. But on the other side of this coin, if you hit yourself with a grenade, you can kill a whole squad. Yes, you could suicide yourself with a grenade or unbreakable yourself with a grenade, and you could kill a whole squad of glass cannon wearers. Like, this thing in PvP has literally, excuse me for my have a little congestion right now, so if I don't sound like my cheery self, bear with me, you all. In PvP, it's made PvP unplayable because it's been a lot of griefing. And there's another thing that I would like to address about the dark zone in general. One, in Resurgence, they have solo queued dark zone where it's solo players, so you can't get any team buffs when you're in the dark zone. Okay? I'm a solo player most of the time. I don't really run with too many squads. I do run with squads from time to time, but that's far and few in between. Most of the time I run solo, so I get a lot of players that come in. Their team is running Perfect Vanguard, Protector, Sledgehammer, you name it, they're running it. And going up against a squad and you have no team buffs whatsoever, no efficient med kits are popped for you, nothing like that. You're going in there and you're looking for a fight, but being that it's no solo scaling for if a team comes up against a solo player, there's no scaling for that. So there's nothing that can be done if you go up against a squad. It's almost virtually impossible to beat even one player in the squad when they are given so many buffs. You can put on all the damage you want and things like that. I do not give people false hope with any build that I put together. Anything that I put together that is working well, it's working well within reason. Like, if you see me kill somebody in a dark zone, I'm one-on-one with that person. Or I popped rogue and I decided to kill that person for whatever reason it was. They might have shot me earlier while I was doing something, and I decided to get my get back. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about scaling. There needs to be a solo queue for solo dark zones. Yes, I said it. There should be a way where we can solo dark zone. And that does not mean, everybody, that you're not going to get jumped by people, but you got a better fighting chance getting jumped by people. Everybody, because they can't jump into, guess what? If they decide that they want to run, what is that? The backpack in a solo queue and they're running with their guys and everything in that nature, what will happen is if they're rogue, they can't pick them up. They cannot pick up that player. The game will not let you pick up somebody else's team if you're rogue. So They decide to wear the backpack, blow up you and one of their teammates. Guess what? One of their teammates is going back to the checkpoint. That's just what it is. Now, as far as the backpack goes, it's broken right now. It is broken. And not in a good way broken. Now, throwing a grenade on a team and they get caught in a blast and two other people take the blast as well, and if they're near each other everybody takes a blast, fine. I agree with the shrapnel trap. If somebody was getting jumped by a whole squad and they threw a shrapnel trap on the whole squad and killed the whole squad with one shrapnel trap, I agreed with that. That I did agree with, because if people are server pushing, and also if they are camping doors, if they are doing stuff like, literally the shrapnel trap kept people from camping doors. Nobody wanted to get caught with that thing. And this is the reason why the shrapnel trap was nerfed, because they were listening to people that weren't on the griefer side of that. Like, the griefer side of that was that if you, first of all, if we want to completely get away from griefing in the dark zone, period and point blank, if you go rogue, the turret should take you out, or the turret should help the players that you're trying to grief like that. Nobody should be stuck in a door with a bunch of people running back and forth with status effect, healer hives, and booster hives at the door. That's just insane. If it was me and I see that people are doing the most, they're jumping on other players and stuff like that, I would find a way to find a balance between what they can do and what they can't do. Just like what they're about to do for conflict. All the people that's griefing in conflict, it's about to come to an end. The only thing they'll be able to do is still shoot a mortar turret in there to kill people in the checkpoint. But if they put a turret there, and also, just like you can't throw seeker mines, you can't throw hives in there, you can't do that. If they could keep it from you being able to throw a mortar in there on them, now it's an even playing field. Now you got to use your gun game. Everybody wants to talk about gun game this, gun game that, but no one's using the gun game. So how can you scream out gun game this, gun game that? I am not for nerfs. I am anti-nerf. We know that. I am definitely anti-nerf. But I'm also anti-destruction of PvP. We don't want PvP destroyed. We want to be able to still go in the dark zone, throw shrapnel traps, bombardier drones, whatever, and have it be optimal to use. And still be able to get a kill with it. Because I feel like if you spec into your skill build, you should be able to be just as powerful as an all red build or an all tank build. Why not? Why not? That puts it on even playing field. If you want to run a skill build, you can run a skill build. You want to run a hive, you can run a hive. Now, if you want to run a sniper turret, you should be able to run a sniper turret. It should damn near tap you. There are contingencies for every build in this game. People are lazy. They don't want to look for the contingencies in this game to make sure that they get the best bang for their buck. Okay? Now, with the whole you throw a grenade on yourself with the backpack, that's kind of messed up. The explosive delivery backpack is just really messed up right now, because you should not be able to throw a grenade on yourself and kill another team just because that's what it is. Now, when the shrapnel trap was around, there was a lot of suicide bombing. Sticky bombs as well. There's a lot of suicide bombing with the sticky bomb. Uh, that's fine and all. That's actually pretty fun to do. Totally be honest with you, especially when you've been griefed by a bunch of players and now they're pissy because you just ran up and just destroyed their manhunt with one shrapnel trap because they didn't see it coming. Because a lot of times you did not see the shrapnel trap coming. It came out of nowhere because it wasn't like one of those things like and then you had those people that would lag switch the shrapnel trap and things like that. Ooh, excuse me. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get into cheats along later on down the line. We'll get into cheats and we'll talk about that. Okay, because it is a thing that is growing rampant in video gaming all over the place, not just in the division. It's also happening in modern warfare, Destiny, fight games, basketball games. Now it's really getting ridiculous out here with the extra cheat codes and stuff like that. I get it. People want to be the best, but if you want to be the best, play the game like it was been intended to be played. Um, Now, let's get into what I feel this is actually geared towards the devs and things of that nature to kind of give some insight on what us as players are looking for. We are really looking for a game where we could be super powerful without being nerfed. We're looking for compensation, especially to veteran players that has been playing this thing since almost day one or day one, that have like 1,000 hours or better in the game. You know, a lot of us have like 100 hours here, 300 hours here, 1,000 hours here. I feel like everybody that has spent their money on expertise on any gear piece that they have expertise should go ahead and be maxed out by the devs. Like, I don't know what that would look like or how much time that would take to get everybody that has been a day one player their maxed out builds or maxed out gear pieces, or even drop us a, because if you think about it, 150 times each piece that we have upgraded and stuff like that, that adds up. Can we have those materials back from that? Even if you gave us material caches that added up to, say for instance, you gave us uh, exotic component caches and you gave us about 150 of those back. That's the determining factor of how many pieces I can upgrade now. From that would give a bump to those old school players that have been there. Give us a not exotic, but give us some named item caches, some calibration caches, and things of that nature for like a week, or make it double XP for like a couple of weeks. Like everything we did in the game was double XP, up the drop rate for exotics. You could do that. That would be something that the newer players and older players could benefit from if you increase the drop chance for exotics in open world, or even in throughout the whole game. The exotic drop chance would be super high, like say for instance 50 to 60%. You don't have to do it permanently. You could just do it for like a week or two. Like say for instance, for the first 2 weeks of the new update, we're going to increase the drop chance of exotics. That would give people a chance to go to the Dark Zone and farm for the Eagle Bearer, the Ravenous. That would give people the chance to go to the raids and have a chance to get an Eagle Bearer, a Ravenous, a Regulus. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I would look into if I was going to implement some of the changes that they're making, because some of the changes that they're making is a big middle finger to old school players that have been around since day one that spend money on the game. Because if you're going to literally cut the expertise costs by 70%, that gives newer players an advantage. But that leaves out the veteran players. I get you trying to get new people into the game, but you want to keep your old school base because they buy. Like, you got to remember, some of these guys are in the military. Some of these guys are business owners. Some of these guys are YouTubers and TikTok people, things like that. We have to keep that base going, because if we don't keep that base going, then we're gonna end up in a situation where the fights are dropping off, the engagements with conflict and everything of that nature is dropping off. And we don't want that, because we want this game to keep going strong and lead us right into Division 3, Heartland, and Resurgence. We want that because us Division fans are fans of the way the game works and the systems that are in place. Now, devs, I know you're doing the best that you can, and I'm pretty sure you got your hands tied behind your back sometimes with the suits. But let them know we pay for the game. We will play the game. We will buy stuff in the game because it's cool. Like, if you build it, they will come. That is true. But if you build it well, they will stay. just to give some transparency there. What else did I want to touch on? We talked about the expertise, which is absolutely uh, a middle finger to old school players, like day one players and things of that nature. I get it. It's horrible. It's not the best thing since sliced bread. I got you. But another thing I want to touch on is, why does Resurgence have a solo queue for Dark Zone and Division 2 doesn't? Division 2 should have a solo queue for Dark Zone, just off the strength that it is so hard on players that run into Dark Zone solo, or they don't have any, or their teammates are at work and they come in at a different time and stuff like that. If you had a solo Dark Zone, you can have more people running around getting into conflicts and fights with other players and stuff like that, and would not have to worry so much about being annihilated by a team that has team buffs like the Coyotes mask, uh, uh, optimistic, you name it. There's a lot of group talents, like even vindictive. There's a lot of group talents. Survivalist, the med kit can give bonus armor, and you can run Vanguard. It gives bonus armor. All these things that can literally make or break a fight are team buffs and things like that. We have to look into getting a solo queue for Division 2 and 3. I would gather that it would be the best thing since sliced bread. You would have more player engagement. And if you got more player engagement, you know how that goes. Okay. All right. As far as the weapons go for the update and everything of that nature, it looks like for per damage numbers, the Eagle Bearer may be top dog again, which is interesting to me that they would go back to that, being that they nerfed it so hard that now people are going to go back to the Eagle Bearer because it's might be best in slot as far as damage go. It might be number one again. Now, you just released the St. Elmo's engine. St. Elmo's engine still going to have its place in the sunlight, but it might get booted to the back. A lot of the weapons and stuff are getting buffs. A lot of talents are getting buffed and things like that. So just take that into account, okay? All right. Now,
They did say that they were going to start looking into damage to targets out of cover. What they're going to do with damage to targets out of cover, don't make me lie to you. I would like to know what they planned on doing with that talent. I don't know if they're going to make it stronger or what, but if they make it stronger, I'm happy for that. If they make it weaker, I don't think I would do that. I would think I would not open that can of worms if I was them. That's one fight I would let alone. I wouldn't fight that battle. No, no. There's no way in hell I would condone a nerf on um, damage to targets out of cover. I would suggest a buff to from 15 to 20% weapon damage. I would, or have a brand set that comes with 20% weapon damage or something like that. Give us something new to work for and things of that nature. Get it rolled the way we wanted with crit chance and crit damage, you know, things like that. But that's neither here nor there. All right. This has been a long video. I get it. I know it's so much stuff to unpack, being that there is so much stuff in the game that is going wrong right now, and we want the best for the game because we're trying to get the best experience for the game that we possibly can get. And let's face it, everybody, the game is amazing. Division 2 is an amazing game. It is a game that we look forward to playing on our hard days off and things like that. But we just had a few requests to the devs to take a look at a couple of things from the old school player side that were here before uh, Warlords of New York and after Warlords of New York. As far as Dark Zones go, we do want to see a solo Dark Zone where we can literally have 1v1s or fight a server that's only like one person. They only get buffs from their own person and they can't get buffs from anywhere else. We do want to keep the powerful weapons that we have. We would like some reverts on like the shrapnel trap and the bombardier drone. But I know that might be asking a lot at this time. So I'm just going to say that it may or may not happen if you all decide to take a look into that. But we definitely need to redo that backpack. That backpack is essentially garbage right now. So until the backpack is fixed, I will not, I repeat, I will not have any PvP builds right now. All my builds will be PvE. I will be going over some of the specializations and what specializations should be good for you to use. I use a couple of specializations more than others, but every specialization has its place in the sun. Wow, it's been a while since I actually went on a semi rant and a request at the same time. So, devs, I appreciate everything that you are doing, and I hope that everything is well with you all throughout the holidays. Thank you for the great holiday event. I do want to say that it's been fun playing some of those missions and things like that. This is your boy Anubis Can't Be Stopped. You know what it is. To all my agents out there, you already know what I want you to do. I want you to stay frosty agents.